and then I paid 175. Speaking of flipping, let's go crunch a few numbers on both the cars in case you want to get involved.
We love the Beamers, the Benz, the Porsches. All of my fans, I know they're supporting. Style with nothing but look at us now. Whoever supporting, I'm making you proud. Whoever supporting, I'm making you proud. Salvage Nation, look at the squad. We're up in the front line, look at the car. Look at the car.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode from Salvage Nation. In this episode, you're getting a 2-for-1. I've got this little Golf, which is a budget Golf that we started last week. And I've also got a VW Polo TSI R-Line, which I got just last week as well. I got two cars last week, and you know what? I just thought I'm just gonna blitz out these two jobs, get these cars up for sale, because I've got a GLA around the back, and I've got another new build that's coming. I've got another new build that's coming. You get the gist. So this one we're gonna do after, but for now I had to film this bit outside because it's a bit noisy inside. Mustafa's getting ready to put down some paint on the Polo TSI. If you remember, I stripped it down in the last episode. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. But let's go inside and let me give you an update as to what's going on. So guys, it's a little bit noisy, but in the last episode we stripped down this car, we got the wing off. Off camera, I went ahead and I replaced the radiator and the front slam panel. We got some new parts, and as you can see, this is the replacement wing. We're spraying it off the car, so that means we're gonna get a nice even surface both inside and out. We've got a lot going on down there, so I'm gonna avoid that area. But once we get this sprayed, if I come back to the car, we've got a new headlight inside, and I'll be repairing this bumper, and then we can test fit everything on this car. And this car is going to be nice and quick and easy, fingers crossed. So guys, if you haven't seen the videos on either one of those builds, I'll put a link up above, go check them out, and then continue watching this video as well. So let's get back inside, lay down some paint. Alright you guys, so have a look at that. We went ahead and I've done my first test fit of the wing, and I closed the bonnet down. Have a look at that gap. That gap is looking nice. We need to adjust the door because we've just realized when the wing was damaged, it's pushed the door, it's taken it out of its position ever so slightly. So that's why the gap is a little bit bigger at the top and at the bottom. Another telltale sign is you can actually feel a little drop when you open the door, and you can hear it. It just drops down ever so slightly. So we need to lift the door up by loosening up the hinges, lift it up, get it back into the correct position, tighten it all down. But we'll do that later. I'm waiting on TPS to deliver these two little brackets, 1 and 2. As you can see, they're broken inside right there. So TPS is gonna come bring this down. Once TPS arrives, I can fit the headlight and continue with the front end. But for now, let's go tackle that bumper. I've got some plastic welding to do, sanding it, making sure that it's nice and pretty, and then we can continue. So let's go. So we've got a complete replacement grille. Have a look with the R-line badge. It's got the main VW badge. And then we had to get these two little brackets right here. So these two little brackets cost £20. I got those. And then I paid 175, including the VAT. That's with the trade discount, just for this grille. But it's complete, and it's the gloss black, and it's the one that we need. Have a look at that. It's looking fresh. But for now, we need to finish off the bodywork on the front bumper, get that out of here. Then I'm gonna go ahead, change out this dash kit, fit all the new airbags, get it on the diagnostic machine, clear all the codes, get everything up and running, and then this car should be getting into painting. Have a look at the dash here, complete dash, and all the airbags are stuck in the back right there. So guys, we've got a jam-packed day, so let go. Alright you guys, so I've just gone ahead and I've wrapped up all the work that I'm supposed to be doing on this little Golf. If you remember, this was a budget Golf that was purchased by one of my subscribers. And if you remember, in episode 1 on this car, we gave you a full walk around and I told you why I wouldn't personally have bought this car. However, it's done, my subscribers got it, and to be honest, yeah, it was quite a lot of work. Over the course of this build, we've pulled the chassis, rebuilt the front end. There was a ton of parts that we had to get for that front end. New headlights, new bonnet, new bumpers, new wing panels. We also had to change the suspension, change the drive shaft, and I also had to go on the interior, change the dashboard. As you've just seen, I've just wrapped up changing all of the seat belts, and I stuck it on the diagnostic and I gave it a full diagnostic sweep. I had to delete some stuff from the airbag module, and as you can see, the light popped straight off. So everything on the airbag side of things is working fine. However, this car was purchased very cheap, and I'm assuming that my subscriber was probably on the illusion that you're gonna make a lot of money on these cars. And I'm doing this to show that in salvage, you have to have the eye before you buy. Isn't it, Mustafa? Yeah. Sometimes you might see a car and it may seem really cheap, but you have to have the foresight to see actually the parts are going to be very expensive depending on the make and model. And like I always say, get cars that have got localized damage. This car had, the entire front end was damaged, the suspension was damaged, the airbags were damaged. It's just too many little pockets of damage, and you just know. Once you can spot these key things before you bid, it will increase your final profit margins. And that's just a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of game that I'm giving you lot. But as for this one, it's all done. Now moving on, I said this was a 2-for-1. I was away for a few days, and in that process, we got a buyer for the orange TSI Polo. Unfortunately, we haven't got the car because whilst I was away, Mustafa went ahead, he sprayed it really quickly, and you know what? We flipped that one. Speaking of flipping, let's go crunch a few numbers on both the cars in case you want to get involved. I've got my copart app up. On the orange 2012 VW Polo R-Line, we ended up picking that up with the fees, delivery, everything. Let's say about 3.5. That's a rough estimate, 3.5. We didn't need a ton of parts on that car, so that car owes us about 4.2. We ended up selling that car for 5.6. So in a few days, literally over £1,000 profit. And guys, you have to remember, you shouldn't be too greedy. Now I know a lot of you are gonna say, £1,000 is not worth it, but you're making £1,000 clean profit in a matter of days. I'm happy with that. On this little Golf, however, I'm told that that car was purchased for $1,600, and you might think, okay, that's really good. However, with all the parts, with all the labor, and just out of transparency, because it's one of my subscribers, I was trying to help him out. For all the work that we've done, I only charged him 950 quid. 950 for that job, rebuild the front end, pull the chassis, spray the front end, blend the wings, change the dashboard, change the suspension, change the seat belts, then do a complete diagnostic, clear everything. Come on, 950 quid, that's a steal. However, that car, at the moment, I'm told he spent about 4K, and there's not a lot of money in that car because of the model. So I wish him best of luck. I've done my job, but I'm showing you guys what it takes to get into the salvage game, flipping cars, or if you're doing it for a hobby. So guys, that's it. This is where we're gonna draw a line under both those builds. Like I told you, we made over £1,000 on our little orange 2012 Polo TSI R-Line, and on that one is still not sold yet. I don't know what he's gonna do with it. Like I said, if he's keeping it for himself, 4.2 is still good for a car like that, but in terms of the resale value, I'm not too sure if there is. You let me know what you think of both cars, let me know what you think of the build, and this is where we're gonna head off. So, like I always say guys, keep it moving. I'll see you in the comments, and I'll also see you in the next one where I'll be working on this car. If you know, you know.
We love the Beamers, the Benz, the Porsches. All of my fans, I know they're supporting. Style with nothing but look at us now. Whoever's supporting, I'm making you proud. Whoever's supporting, I'm making you proud. Salvage Nation, look at the squad. We're up in the front line, look at the car. Look at the car.